Hi everyone, and welcome to another installment of Spilling the Tea on a Tarot Deck. My name is Debbie, and I am the owner of Spill the Tea Leaf Readings and more. And I love sharing my new tarot decks with everyone. You can find me online at spillthetealeaf.com. I do tarot readings, I do tea leaf readings, and I really just love talking about tarot cards. And here we are. So I got a new deck, Cottage Magic Tarot Deck. This is a relatively new deck. It came out just a few months ago. I really need to stop buying tarot cards. I have a bit of a problem, so I share them with you in hopes that that somehow makes up for the fact that I keep buying them. Anyways, here we go. I'm going to start this video now. I feel like I'm a little bit off because I haven't done one of these in a while, which is good because it means I haven't bought tarot cards in a while, but you know, maybe they're getting back to us. Anyway, so we're going to start with the box like we always do for Cottage Magic Tarot cards. You can see the author right there, Ann Shen. It's a nice sturdy box. I love fairy tales, so that's kind of what drew me to this deck. This box opens this way. It has a pull cord. So it's a nice box. It's a nice, I don't want to call it a collector's box because it has, like, this feels like it could peel off very easily. It's a sturdy box, but I wouldn't want to dump this in my purse because I feel like it's not maybe as sturdy as what I would consider a collector's box, but it's good enough to store the cards in. The cards themselves, you can see, are a little wider than your average deck. And as such, I don't have room to actually put all the cards out for you to see them. So apologies. It also means that they're a little bit hard to handle. So I haven't actually done a reading with these yet. It'll be interesting to see what happens when I do. But they look really pretty, and that's usually what draws me to a deck, the theme and artistically how they look. So here we are, starting with the Major Arcana. So you can see that there's a little bit of diversity in here. It's definitely female-centric. Although obviously there are some men in this deck as well. For the most part, and I say this as we're looking at a card that doesn't fit into this, but for the most part, this does follow the RWS system. It's very similar. Even like this, you know, it's a bike, but you still have like the dogs instead of the Sphinx. So it still feels like what you're used to. But there are differences. This is a little different, you know, but then this is very similar. I like that this is more the Wheel of the Year. The Hanged One instead of the Hanged Man, making it more inclusive that way. So you can see there are differences, but there are enough similarities that you can grab this deck and immediately connect to it if you're someone like me who learned on the RWS system. That's really pretty. This doesn't have any children in it, which I kind of like. Not that I don't like children, but you know, no one's rising in their grave from this one. So again, there are differences, but they're similar enough that it's still accessible. All right, so those are the Major Arcana. Let's see what we have here. Okay, candles. So, as you can already see, the suits are different in this deck. I can't remember off the top of my head what all of them are, but candles, because of fire, are the wands. And again, you can see it's very similar to the RWS deck, but there are differences. Certainly, you know, candles instead of wands or staffs. But like this, they're not fighting. They're just kind of maybe suspicious of one another, but it still gives you the same vibe. The knight is a woman in this suit, if not in this deck. But the king is still a guy. So far, you know, the kings and the emperors seem to still be dudes and everyone else is female. All right, so next up is quills, which are swords, I believe. Yeah, there we go. It's very obvious when you get to a card that clearly takes after what it's based on. I just really love the artwork in this deck. I don't know how to explain like my style of art that I enjoy looking at, because I do enjoy a few different types of art, but I do enjoy this. I feel like it's simple, but not, I don't mean that like in a bad way. I just mean like very clean. I don't know. I'm not going to try to describe it because I don't know how to describe art. Okay. But I just really like it, is what I'm trying to say. Teacups. So this is obviously cups. It has the word cups in it, so that one makes it easy. This is fun. You know, I've been talking about how it's fairy tales, but it does also feel very modern. Like this is a modern scene, right? But there's something idyllic about it. I guess it's cottagecore, right? Which is why it's Cottage Magic Tarot. All right, so next up and last is biscuits, which I think is so cute that it's biscuits. I mean, if you have tea, you need something to eat along with your tea, right? So why not biscuits? That being said, I don't want the one she's putting her feet on. This one, if this is me, I'm like, I'm looking in that window. I'm not just walking by it. I very much want to go in there and have some tea and crumpets or biscuits or whatever. Yeah, so this is very different. I mean, I get it, but it definitely feels different. Yeah, this deck is nice. It also has different body shapes, so it's diverse in that way as well. So those are the cards. I'm going to attempt to make it neat for a moment. That kind of looks symmetrical, right? Okay. So this is the guidebook. It's pretty thick and it's adorable. So there's an introduction that tells you a little bit about the deck and explains the major and minor arcana, and right there it tells you about the changes in the suits, how to care for your deck, how to do a reading, and you know, how to interpret card meanings. And then we have some basic spreads. There's a 1-card reading, examples of 3-card readings you can do. I like this one, manifestation spread. So this is when I'm always like, okay, what is unique to your guidebook? And the manifestation spread is it. The year ahead spread is one that I don't really see in guidebooks, but I mean, it's basically 1 card for each month, so it's not that special, sorry to say. All right, major arcana. We have 1 page per card. It has color pictures of the cards. It has upright meanings, reverse, and a little bit of information about each card. So we have a little bit too much. So that's major arcana. Okay. Minor arcana. By suits, it gives you more information about the suits. And then it's the same thing. So there's no difference in how the majors and minors are presented, which I really appreciate, because just because they're minor cards doesn't mean they don't deserve just as much attention. So I'm trying to... So again, you can see each suit starts with the element, sign, symbolism. And that's it. And then you get to the end and it's that info. So there isn't really even information about Ann Shen in here. I'm trying to see if I've missed it because it's rare. I mean, the introduction was written by her, and I think that's kind of all the information you get, which is kind of sad. But she did a great job with this deck. So I should do more research into her and what else she's done. And I am surprised there isn't an about the author thing, but I appreciate that she wrote the introduction. I love these cards. This is maybe the shortest video I've done. It's just because they're so easy to get through and none of the cards were sticking together like in the insight decks that I do. I can't wait to use this. I don't know that I would describe myself as cottagecore, but I certainly love a good tea party. And I love fairy tales. So I just really enjoy the imagery of these cards. And it also feels very comfortable to me because I would very much like to set my table with all of these things on it. Maybe not the quill. Also, I'll take a pen instead. But, you know, to each his own. But anyways, that is the Cottage Magic Tarot Deck. If you're interested in getting a reading with this deck or another, please let me know. info@spillthetealeaf.com. You can visit me at spillthetealeaf.com for a reading with this deck, another deck with tea leaves, which, you know, maybe you want a combo with this deck and the tea leaf reading because they seem to go really well together. And just let me know what you think of this deck and if you have any other decks that you think I should look into. Not that I need an excuse to buy more tarot decks, but, you know, I do. So thanks for sticking with me on this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.